I got a new video editing computer in place. This is a 2009 27-inch Apple iMac computer. It has a 1 terabyte hard drive and it does have 16 gigabytes of memory. The previous setup I had was a laptop, an Apple MacBook Pro, a busted MacBook Pro. The screen didn't work, and that was a 2015 model with a much newer processor and a little bit less memory. I think it had 8 gigabytes of memory and 256 drive. And I used that setup for quite some time. I had 2 Apple Cinema monitors that I used with it, and that setup, it worked, but it was really just improper, and there was a lot of things that were impractical about it. First off, it was very difficult to turn on because the laptop, I had it sitting under here. Oh, there it is. The laptop itself is still there. It's not operating in person at the moment, but it's still there. And I had it sitting under here, and the cords, I had it reversed the other way so the ports are on the front, and the cords tied it on the left side and the right side. So it didn't really have a lot of ways to move, and you can't open it far enough under here to press the power button. So I'd have to pull it out over to here, then put it down a little bit so I could open it, and then the plugs would get caught. And because of that, I tended to just leave it on, which is also not really correct. Although some would argue that it is better to leave things on all the time because the startup sequence tends to screw things up, and I think there is some truth to that, but I'd still tend to like to turn things off. Anyways, so that was one of the issues. And then another issue that resulted from that was when I needed to do something on the computer, whatever it happened to be, I had a tendency to go to this computer and do it on here just because it was already on. It was like a convenience factor of not having to turn on another computer. And I didn't like that because I don't like to operate that way. I have a lot of other computers that I like a lot better, and I'd rather use those for the daily tasks than this one or the laptop set up at the time. So, and then of course the hard drive in that computer was a 256. It filled up all the time. That probably could have been corrected by using an external and storing the iMovie library on the external, but I never really got into that because it wasn't that big of a deal. So for those reasons, I came across this, or rather this came into my possession. It was free, and so I set it up here at the video editing table in place of the other setup. And I thought this would be better because it certainly looks a lot neater not having all the wires and everything under the desk, and for all intents and purposes, one larger screen works fine for video editing. I tend to prefer 2 smaller ones, but for video editing this is fine. So I set this up, and I figured this one, because the power button is on the back and easy to turn on, I could turn it off when I'm done using it. So it would kind of eradicate that issue of gravitating toward this computer just because it's there and on. And it did that. The problem is, it kind of created the inverse problem, and now I tend to go to the other computers to edit the videos because this one takes too long. Now this one has a much lower spec processor than the laptop does, and I really didn't think that would be an issue at first because I don't sit there and watch the video edit, and well, I watch myself edit, I guess. I don't watch the video save. You know, I click on save and I go do something else. So at first I didn't think it would matter if it took a very long time to save. Problem is, it's taking so long to do everything that I'm falling behind on videos. Because what happens is, let's say I'll record 2 or 3 videos in an evening, and that after work. So that'll take me till like 8 or 9 o'clock. And then I'll go on the computer and I'll copy the videos into iMovies. Normally that would take 10 minutes. On this computer it takes, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half or 2 hours. And then by then I'm already going to sleep. So then I don't get the videos edited that night. So then the next day I'll edit the videos, and then I'll start saving them. And that may take, let's say for a half an hour video, that may take 4 or 5 hours. And if I have 3 videos, that's all night long. And so then it's not until the following day that I upload the videos, and that also takes several hours. So it's a 3-day process to get a video up. Now with the other computer, I would import the videos, and I would usually do something else on the computer while it's importing. I'll look through some emails or answer some comments or whatever, and then I would edit the videos, because I don't spend a lot of time editing. It's very seldom I do anything beyond combining some clips and trimming off the beginning and the end so that the intro and outro is more fluid, and then I save it. So I may spend 2 to 3 minutes per video on editing. And so with the other computer, what I could do is I could import the videos, edit them, and then save them the first day. And usually the saving process would even finish before I go to sleep. And so then I could start uploading them, and then by the next morning they're all ready to go. So it was a 1-night situation. This is turning into a 3-night situation. And so what's happening is now I'm getting toward the end of the video stockpile, and I need to be recording more, and I have been finding myself going to the laptop just to get the videos out faster. And I never really had an issue editing on the laptop before, but now after using this 27-inch screen, I found it very difficult to edit on the 15-inch laptop. So the other problem with this computer is it's so old that it only goes up to High Sierras. It will not go to Mojave, which is what I like to use. I've settled with High Sierras, and that seems to be fine for the video editing. Also, that kind of keeps me off this computer for other tasks that could be done on other computers, which is what I wanted. So that's good, but I think it just takes too long to do the videos. Now I did try to do the Mojave patcher on this thing, and I got it to install correctly, and everything seemed to work, ironically enough, sans iMovie. The preview window was the blank. Why is there a fly in here? Anyways, the preview window was the blank, so I couldn't use iMovies under Mojave, which of course completely defeated the purpose of this computer. So, long story short, I think what I'm going to do is I may put back one of the Apple Cinema screens and go back to using the laptop if I can get some kind of dock. I think I may be able to source a dock for it, although I'm just realizing now that won't make any difference to the power situation. So maybe I'll just go back to the laptop with the 21-inch Cinema screen, and I'll just have the bigger Cinema screen, which I think is the 21 or 25, whatever it was, and I think one screen will be fine for the video editing. And then this one, I'm not really sure what to do with this one. I may put it in the bedroom for a little while if I can get the Mojave to reinstall, because I don't care if the iMovie works or not in the bedroom. I don't usually edit movies in the bedroom anyways. So, I don't know. I kind of want to use this because it's like a novelty. I don't see these 27-inch machines around too often. Certainly could never rationalize the purchase of one. So I want to use it because it's kind of a cool computer, but at the same time it's just not really working out for the video desk here. So I think this may be the end of the line for this machine here at the video desk, and perhaps maybe I'll put it into the bedroom instead.